Hello, everyone. I am just really excited about what I've been stamping this week, and I cannot wait to share it with you. So I want to start. I've got so many, if you could see beyond where the camera is pointing, there's just so many samples and stamps and tools and adhesives. I'm hoping that I've got everything I need to show you this. So bear with me here. I'm going to start by showing you the July to December mini catalog, and I'm on pages 24 and 25. What I'm going to talk about today and show you is the Whimsy and Wonder Suite. So let me kind of fold this back. Oops, sorry about that. And pull this up just a little bit closer so that you can see it. So you can see that this is non-traditional, right? So you've got blues and pinks and greens, like a mint color green, not the traditional red and green Christmas colors that you might be used to. And then on this side, it shows the designer paper. Absolutely love these snowflakes, this ribbon. The stamp set, it's a foam mount, clear mount stamp set. It's got 10 different images, so there's some nice greetings, tree images, the ornaments, this whimsical holly berry, a very, very nice stamp set. And then the dies have even more. Like if you notice, let me pull up because I'm going to use them anyhow. So like, let's do it this way. This, so those are all the tree images. Those are the dies that coordinate. But look at all these other trees that you have that you can do even more with beyond just the stamped images. Let me take a look at these samples again and see. Like this one here, this is the stamped image. This one here and this one here, those are just dies that are even bigger than that stamped image. So there is a lot here, a lot with the stamp set, the coordinating dies, and then all of these other pieces that you get as well. So Whimsy and Wonder is the name of the suite, and the bundle is the Whimsical Trees bundle. So when you look at that, as you're flipping through the catalog, some people might be like, oh yeah, that's cute, but I don't, I do strictly traditional Christmas colors. Like everything I stamp at Christmas time is red and green. So yeah, that's cute, but it's not for me. That's a valid opinion to have. But what I'm hoping to do today is convince you that Whimsy and Wonder, the Whimsical Trees, that is for you, even if you're a strictly traditional color Christmas girl. So let's see. I think I'm going to start here first. I want to show you some samples that I have. Most of these I've gotten as card swaps from other demonstrators, but I just kind of wanted to show you this suite and those colors that come in it and some different things that you can do. You can see the iridescent silver look on the designer paper there. This one here. This is one that's actually in my card buffet event that's coming up. These snowflakes are just so fun. It adds so much, and that's part of the suite as well. So there's a lot there. Let's toss that up out of the way. This is one that I got, and this is what I'm going to use as my inspiration for this demonstration I'm going to share with you. So I really like this card, was just really stunning to me. I really, really liked it. And I thought, gosh, can I take this card, this layout, this idea, and make it using traditional colors? So this is absolutely right along with that suite. The colors, the paper, everything. This is that gorgeous ribbon that's in that suite too. But I wanted to make it more traditional colors. So I'm going to use this one too. I'm going to set that aside, get some of this stuff scooted up out of the way so that I can start with what I've got to show you. Okay, I'm going to put these up here. I'll use those in a minute, get the stamp set out of the way. All right, so I am going to start with a piece of basic white. And let me just scoot this. This is our inspiration. I'm just going to scoot it to the side for a moment. So I'm going to start with this large tree image and the Mossy Meadow ink and just stamp that on my basic white. Okay. And then I'll just set that aside and do my cleaning later. This one is the next tree that I'm going to stamp. And I wanted to just point out that little trick with putting it diagonal on the clear block. Some of you might, see a stamp and realize, oh, it can't fit this way. But I do this quite often. Actually, there's another one here that I'll use in a moment where I put it on an angle like that. So that's always something that you can do, just in case you didn't already know that. So this color is Pear Pizzazz. And I'm just going to ink that one up. And then finally, and if you, comparison here, what we're building. And then my last color is red. I'm going to do my little tree in red. And then while I have the red out, I'm going to come back in with this. Do you see that on here? How there's little red dots like ornaments on that big tree? So I'm going to ink this up in red. And then even though this isn't photopolymer, I can't see right through it. It's super easy to line up because I just take it right over top and it's pretty random. So honestly, it doesn't totally matter where they end up. Right? So it's easy to do to get your little ornaments right over the tree. Okay, so let me see what I want to do. I think I'm going to pull in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'm telling you, there's a lot of parts here on my table. All right, let me scoot this. I just wanted to show you everything from start to finish, so bear with me here. All right, so I am going to set the dies on here and line them up so that I can run it through. Get that little baby one on there. They're pretty easy to line up. I might take a little more time if I wasn't, doing it on a video. And oh my goodness, it's jumping a little bit. All right, we're going to call that good because I want to keep moving. Okay, so then I set my other cutting pad on top, and I'll just crank this through. And then, of course, when I pull it out, all three of those trees cut right out. Not too bad for doing it as quickly as I did. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside while I have my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine right here. I'm going to take this little piece of gold foil paper, and this is one of the dies. Oops, that's not very exciting. This is one of the dies that comes in the set, and so I like it because I can cut out multiples at the same time, and those stars, let me tell you, are little. So it's a little bit tricky to keep track of them, but you'll be able to do it. Okay, so let me get this out of the way and slide that off. You can see the little stars already falling out. So I only need 3 of them. So I'm just going to scoot this up to the top, get that out of the way. Okay, so let's start building the card. So I chose for the card base Pear Pizzazz. And I'm going to use my bone folder, give that a nice crisp fold. And then, where did I have it? See, this it's pretty close, but not right here. This is designer paper that is actually a carryover from last year. It's called Heartwarming Hugs. So you can see some of the different patterns here. And then I'll flip it so you can see patterns on the back. So that's where I got the designer paper for the traditional version of this card that I'm going to do. Heartwarming Hugs. So, could you try again? Oh, now my watch thinks I'm talking to her. Goodness sakes. Okay, so adhesive. Now, here's the thing. You could, you know, our designer paper, double-sided, you always have options. I'm going to stick with the red side up, but, you know, when you create, you can always mix it up a little bit. And even do, you know, if you're doing Christmas cards, do some of them one way, some of them the other way. People don't know. You know, when they get theirs in the mail, they don't know what you did with the other ones. So the next piece I'm going to add is this down here. So to pull this one in again, I've got my longer piece of designer paper here. I've got a shorter one here. But before I attach it, I want to add some ribbon. And so I'm going to show you just a little trick that you can do. You can certainly take ribbon, wrap it around that entire layer and tie it in a knot. Or you can do this, where you just put a little adhesive in the center and tack it down. And then flip this over and put some adhesive on either side and fold that ribbon right up into it. So that way you use a little less ribbon. It's always lovely when you get it straight too. All right, we're calling it good. It's not great, but it's better than it was. All right, so I'm going to put my adhesive then on the back of this layer and attach it right here. Now I will add a little knot. So just like this one, I'll add that after I get the other layer on. Okay, so this is where we're at so far. Now, the die that's used on this one, again, remember, this is one that I got as a card swap from another demonstrator that just really caught my eye. I loved the card, but I don't have that particular die. So what I did is I'm going to grab the whole package because I want you to see this. The rectangle stitched dies. Do you see how many are in here? There's like a crazy number of rectangles, different sizes, all stitched like that. They're really, really nice. If you don't have that set of dies, that's one that you'll definitely use a lot. So this is what I am using. So it's got that stitched line instead of the scalloped and stitched, just because I don't have that one. So I will set that aside for a moment and pull in the trees that I already did. So these I'm attaching with Stampin' Dimensionals. So I will do the large one first. Do you know the little trick where if you go like that with your fingernail, the edges pop up and it makes it really easy to peel those off? Always a helpful little tip. Okay, so this I'm going to set right on there, and then I'll do the next size. And then finally that little baby red one. Oops, we'll do this one kind of over here. And then the red. Actually, I probably just need one dimensional on that. Okay, so we'll just put this one down here. Okay, so you see how I'm kind of building that same piece just in traditional colors, using the same layout, just with traditional colors, okay? So the next thing, it can get a little tricky. You have options with these little stars. You can use the liquid glue and just put a little dab. It works well, like it holds it well. They're just really tiny and can be a little difficult to hold, but I'm just gonna show you like the tiniest little dot is all that I need, and then hopefully pick it up without making too much of a mess, and just kind of slide it into position where I want it. Now you can also use little glue dots if you have those. I'm going to show you a glue dot in a moment when I add the bow here. So any type of adhesive, whether it's liquid or a little glue dot, is going to be what you want to do to add those stars. I'm going to pull in my red ink again, my real red that's got little dimensional pieces all over it. And we're going to, just like in the sample here, we're going to add the word joy up in the corner. So I'll ink this up with real red and just add that up there. And then I think if we're not forgetting anything. I think I'm ready to attach this. So I'll put adhesive, let me get some more over here, all along the back, and then add this right about here. And then, oh, I do want to show you one more thing. Okay, let me attach this first. So this is our little knot. So like I said, you can take ribbon and wrap it all the way around this piece of designer paper, or you can just do like I did where you tuck the sides behind and then add a knot separately. So either way you want to do it, whatever is easiest for you. When I attach the little knot like this, you see that glue dot right there? I never try to pick it up on my finger and then go and put it on something else because it just sticks to me instead of what I actually want it to stick to. So I set that right on there to pick it up, and then, you know, however you want to do little knot can go right on like that. And that's actually how this one was done as well. You can tell that it's a knot added on top. So the only difference that you're probably noticing, other than the obvious colors, is this piece here, this added stitched die, like garland you would have on a tree. So I wanted to show you some options. I kind of think I like it plain with just the red, but you could add like this, like gold foil paper. Now my finger's a little sticky from that glue. You could add a gold foil paper garland like that. I have one that I did in advance where I added pear pizzazz. So you definitely, you know, can play with it and make it your own. Some of them, you know, you might like to do the pear pizzazz color, or maybe you want foil, or maybe you just want to leave it plain. It's entirely up to you. This, by the way, this card I did wrap the ribbon around and tie it in a knot. So I do like the way this looks, but it does use more of the ribbon. This is a little shortcut way that uses a little bit less. So whichever way you prefer is absolutely fine. So I'm going to set this one that I did because it's got all the stars. I'm just not going to show you me gluing down the other stars here. But take a look at these two. And I'd love to hear in the comments which one you prefer. Do you like the traditional colors, or do you like the non-traditional pinks and blues and greens? I'd love to hear what you think. And like I said, when you see something like this in one of our catalogs, don't be turned off by that. Don't see that suite with all those non-traditional colors and think, oh gosh, that's just not for me. I always do traditional. Because as I've just shown, you can take that non-traditional and make it into whatever you want it to be. Change the colors, change the papers, whatever you want to do. And you can take non-traditional and make it a more traditional look. So that is what I have for you today. It's been fun stamping with this bundle, this entire suite really, this week. I've really enjoyed it. So thank you for watching. And like I said, I'd love to hear in the comments which of these you prefer, traditional or non-traditional. All right, thanks so much. Have a great day.